I want to know who else goes through this thought process. You know that concept that the more you know, the more you learn, the more knowledge you acquire, the more you realize how much you don't know. I got my bachelor's in philosophy, and that was something that was common among a lot of the philosophy majors. The effect that it's had on me is that it's silenced me a lot. Because almost any opinion that I form or conclusion that I come to, I can also argue against it and find another layer. Some people think it's a problem when, like political people, 20 years ago they said this and that, and now they're saying something different. And the way I see it, I hope they are saying something different than they would have 20 years ago. 20 years ago, I claimed to believe in the Mormon religion. I was living with my boyfriend, pregnant for the third time, but refused to work on Sundays and paid tithing. A walking hypocrite with a lot of guilt. But what I realize, I still am. Pretty much I think we all are. And I could also argue against that. So, what I've learned though, as I come to understand things, I share them. But I don't hold on to them. Because I'm always learning something new. Let me quickly clarify, I'm still a hypocrite. I'm not a Mormon living with my boyfriend. But I want to explain how I understand this. Let's look at the green grass, okay? We can argue, say the grass is green. We say it's green. We already know that this is just perception. If we could see at a higher frequency, we would see more than green. Now, if you kept going up in frequency, continuously raising the frequency at which you saw, until you got to the point where it was such a blurred mess that all you saw was light, you actually wouldn't be able to make out the color. As a matter of fact, you wouldn't be able to tell if it was light or darkness, because you would have no contrast. We can apply this same concept to what's right and wrong. As you move up in frequency, you stop judging things and people as right and wrong, because you start to understand additional layers. You have a perspective that you did not have before of who they are. And as you keep raising your frequency, you get to the point where you cannot make out the contrast. It would be pure light. However, you wouldn't know it's the light because there's no contrast. There's no darkness to contrast the light. You would see it all as one. You would also know no experience, because what is there to experience if there's no contrast? The knowledge of good and evil in religions is lowering the vibration and having